My favourite genre in TV shows and film is anything magic or wizard related, and as I'm a big fan of LEGO, I decided to build what I consider to be the 3 most iconic wizard scenes in movie history in LEGO. But before we do that, we need to determine what those 3 iconic movie scenes are. For my first creation, I decided to recreate this scene. It's from the film Harry Potter, which is really the go-to when you think of the term wizard. It's the scene where Harry gets his first magic wand from Ollivander's, and he just sort of holds it out like this. I look like an absolute don't I? We're going to start off by building the shop front of Ollivander's itself, which I thought would be quite easy as it's just quite plain and black, but making these curved windows was really a pain to figure out. But thanks to the magical power of you guys hitting that subscribe button and these black candlestick pieces, I was able to form the shape I wanted. I then duplicated it on the other side and built a doorway in between with a little lantern hung up at the top. We now have our shop front, and it's time to get started on the interior. We obviously need the shop counter, which was a pretty simple build. I used these ridge and jumper pieces to help give it a bit more depth. I then built an antique cash register to place at the top, and this is where we introduce our first minifigure, which is Ollivander himself. And fun fact, this minifigure costs upwards of $50 on eBay. On Saturday the 8th of July, I'm going to be hosting my first ever Whatnot live stream, selling over 150 LEGO Harry Potter minifigures, including this rare Ollivander figure which sells for up to $70 on sites like eBay and Bricklink. I also have some classic retro Harry Potter figures, CMFs, and even this super rare Bricktober pack. And on top of that, I'm going to be giving away some fantastic LEGO Harry Potter sets, including this brand new Hogwarts Express, the Hungarian Horntail, the Battle of Hogwarts, and the Polyjuice Potion Mistake. So if you don't want to buy anything, you can absolutely just sign up using my link and potentially win some giveaways, and you can participate in the giveaways from anywhere in the world, and you won't have to pay any postage either. So make sure to sign up using my special link, which instantly gives you £10 or $10 free credit to use in my live stream, so you can get yourself some free LEGO Harry Potter minifigures. And don't forget to bookmark my stream so you don't miss it, which again will be taking place on Saturday, July the 8th at 8 PM BST. I'll see you there. We now need to build the big wand cabinet, which needs to be quite deep to be able to hold all of these wand boxes. I made these wand boxes by just putting a 1x3 tile piece on top of a 1x3 plate, as the official wand box pieces LEGO have are far too expensive. Now that's done, we just need the ladder Ollivander used to get to the top shelves, and also a big candle bracket wouldn't go amiss either. I think we now have everything we need to recreate this scene in LEGO, not forgetting Harry himself, and Hagrid stood outside waiting to surprise Harry with a very special birthday present.
Happy birthday!
Now the next scene we're going to do is, no, not you Gandalf, you're coming up later. The next scene is going to be from the Space Wizard world itself, Star Wars. I was initially planning to recreate the scene where Obi-Wan talks to Luke about his father and gives him his father's lightsaber, but LEGO has already made a set of that. So instead I'm going to recreate the scene from A New Hope where Luke is doing his first bit of Jedi training on the Millennium Falcon. This is the first time in the Star Wars franchise where the idea of space wizardry is first discussed and shown off right in front of Han Solo, who doubts the whole thing. Now I'm going to start this build off by using some of these large black plates to get enough surface area to really capture the scene in the movie. We can tell here that Luke is standing on some grates, so I'm going to use these LEGO grill pieces to make up half the floor. The other half of the floor is going to be made up of some dark tan plates. Now I really want the seating area in the corner where R2, 3PO and Chewie are all playing chess. So I'm going to make up some seats using these light tan coloured wedge plates, which allow me to integrate the curve nice and easy when putting these seats together. Now we just need to put in the minifigures. On the other side of the room we have Han sitting down in the corner in front of a control panel, so I'm going to start building up the wall of the Millennium Falcon here. making sure to include as much detail as I can, as well as that control panel. And now all we need is old Ben and Luke Skywalker to complete this scene, not forgetting to add the Jedi training ball, which we're going to attach to a transparent Lego pole to have it suspended in mid-air. By the way guys, if you're enjoying this video then make sure to hit like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you. Now for the final mock, I'm going to be recreating a scene from what is my favourite film trilogy of all time, The Lord of the Rings. Now the main wizard in this trilogy is of course Gandalf. He starts out in the first film to be all old and grey, hence the nickname Gandalf the Grey, but in the next movie, The Two Towers, he comes back as Gandalf the White, and he was more powerful than he was ever before. And what scene really stands out from Lord of the Rings, which captures that sense of wizarding power and aura? That's of course the Battle of Helm's Deep, where Gandalf the White leads a flank of soldiers down the hill to turn the battle on its head. So let's start building the Battle of Helm's Deep. We're going to start off with another large base, thanks to the use of these 4 black plates. We're going to build up a floor of mucky, dirty sand and mud, which seems to be what the ground is made up of. We're then going to build up the wall of Helm's Deep, using these grey masonry pieces which has a nice brick pattern. We're going to dot in some green for hints of plants and ivy, and add a couple of pillars so the build has a little more depth. At the top of the wall we're going to have a spot for a couple of Rohan archers to stand and take aim at the Uruk-hai below. Speaking of which, let's place some of those Uruk-hais down now. Let's also give the Uruk-hai army a ladder to help them traverse the wall as seen in the movie. That's better. And to top this model off, I'm going to give the Rohan army a catapult at the top of the wall, which will hopefully help them stop Saruman's forces. But just in case that doesn't work, we better go ahead and make Gandalf the White on his infamous white horse, who can be ready to swoop into the battle and save the day if needs be. Now unfortunately, the Gandalf the White official Lego minifigure is worth something like $70 on eBay, which I can't afford. So I'm going to make the imposter Gandalf by decapitating Luke Skywalker's head and putting on the head and hair of Albus Dumbledore. Now unfortunately, the Lego white horse piece is also expensive, but thankfully Tommy C. Bricks was there to save the day. He provided not only the horse, but also some of the other Lego Star Wars minifigures you saw earlier in this video. And now thanks to him, the Uruk-hai army don't stand a chance. Now make sure to watch this video to find out how to turn this small Lego Harry Potter set into this gigantic creation. I'll see you there.